What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I thank y'all for rocking with this channel so far. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to come to this channel and share the video as well, right? So now let's get into today's topic. So, Meghan Markle, the wife of Prince Harry of the British royal family, she came out and she talked about how she didn't really know she was black really until she came to the UK. She's been quoted as saying it's very different to be a minority but not be treated like a minority right off the bat. Obviously now people are very aware of my race because they made it such an issue when I went to the UK. But before that, most people didn't treat me like a black woman. So that talk didn't have to happen for me. She says that talk about her being a black woman didn't have to happen amongst her and her family because people didn't treat her like a black woman in America. Well, duh. I bet you she didn't get treated like a black woman in America because even though her mother is a black woman, she looks like a white woman for the most part. For sure. She has very little melanin in her skin. And when I look at her, I didn't automatically recognize or identify her as a black woman when I looked at her. My mind didn't go to, that's a black woman. Because she looks she looks like a mostly white woman. She has mostly European features. So I never really looked at her and saw, that's a black woman, that's a black woman. And this right here is, black folks have to learn the difference between a white passing biracial and a biracial person who actually has a black phenotype. Meghan Markle is not the phenotypical black woman. When you look at her, she does not have the phenotypes that I'm used to seeing from a black woman. Her mother is the same complexion of many people in my family, for sure. However, she didn't feel black in any kind of way in America like that. And what does that tell you? One, that tells you that her black mother, to me, did a disservice to her. For real. Treating her with mitten gloves on and raising her biracial child with the my child isn't going to be raised to see color mindset, which I think is a hindrance to her. I'm sorry. Because although some people will be around her and not look at her as a black woman. In some places, the moment they know you have a black parent, you are automatically black and you will be treated as such, which is what happened when she went to the UK, right? She went to the UK. In America, she thought, and I know it. I feel like I know it. That woman was white passing in America. In America, they thought she was a white woman and she was white passing for the longest of time. Longest of time, she was a white passing woman. When she got to the UK, and they found out her mama was black, they started treating that woman like she was the skin color of Flavor Flav. They started treating her like she was Flavor Flav complexion when she got over there. And that's when she found out, wow, really? They don't know. You're not going to be treated as a white person over here. You're going to be treated as black because they know you have a black parent. And we know the history of, racism within the royal family, so on and so forth and all of that. So, yeah. She got treated like a black woman, and her mother did her a disservice. That's why I tell, I made a video. This speaks to a larger conversation I had in a previous video of mine. And I spoke about how biracial parents should teach their children, knowledge of self, a lot of knowledge of self, not sometimes, all the time, so that they are aware that in certain spaces, certain spaces, if you don't look phenotypically black, in certain spaces, you can pass and be looked at as white and so on and so forth, and not have to identify as black, and you can be put put under the white American umbrella. But in other places, that's not gonna fly. The moment they see you have a black parent, oh no, you're gonna get treated like a black person that they don't like, and that's what happens. That's what happened with Meghan Markle. I even heard in a Netflix documentary. It's a documentary surrounding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's life. Meghan Markle's mother explained that she never talked to Meghan about race, and she realized she should have. Absolutely, you should have. Like I said, no matter how many white friends she has, no matter how much she was passing for white in America, as soon as she got to the UK, oh man, people saw her black mama, and they was like, oh no, you black. I don't care what you talking about. I don't care what your father looked like. You black. And she has to know that she should have been made aware, hey, this is certain things that people are going to say. Your mother is black. So to some people, no matter how much your friends or people at school see you as white, you got that drop of black blood in you, you're going to be black, but she never viewed herself as that. She was a white passing woman. And that's when I began to understand at a young age, I started to understand that everybody that's mixed with black does not identify with black. And I had to understand that at a young age. When you start seeing people in I want to say as a teenager, you're like, oh, this person doesn't identify as black. Tiger Woods never identified as black, and he was biracial. Never did. And so I'm like, oh, wow. It's Tiger Woods is phenotypically, it's like a black dude for sure. But when they not phenotypically black, hey man, you don't know where they gonna put themselves at. Meghan Markle has never viewed herself as a black woman a day in her life, which is why I was like, this is another thing too, man. Why I was so confused when she went over and got into the royal family, she became a part of the royal family. Black women in America, oh my God, they can't deny us. We finally in the royal family. We are royalty. We are queens and kings and all of that, and trying to put her label her as black and put her in that identify her as black when she never identified as black at all. Black folks trying to find a way to champion ourselves, trying to associate us with a woman who never felt black at all, who doesn't have that in her identity, who is not going to raise her child to be black, her children to be black at all. So I didn't understand when black folks try to like, oh, we in the door, we finally get, and then for one, because to me, she didn't achieve anything when she married Prince Harry. She just married somebody. It ain't like she had to go through a certain set of obstacles and all these different type of passes, all these tests and all this and all of that. Man, she didn't do nothing remarkable. She married a guy in the royal family, and then she became a part of it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna crusade and champion her. I'm not gonna make her like the uplift her as some type of historical figure. She didn't do nothing but marry somebody. And then for another part, again, she never identified as black. So black folks trying to claim, oh, they're black. No. Again, I looked at that woman. I never saw a black woman when I looked at her. And sometimes some people identify as black even though they don't look particularly black. It depends. But a lot of people I know, or not I know, but I've seen in America, is many black biracial people in America that I can see how they talk, not by their voice. Certain things they say about comments about race, so on and so forth. They were raised, it's a lot of biracial people who were raised to not see any type of color. And no, you have to make your children aware of certain problems and certain issues they're going to face being that they have a black parent. For sure. You have to make them aware of certain things. And you can tell when a child has been reared with the I don't see color mindset. We are all one human race. Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds nice. But we know the world does not treat us all as one human race. We know the world has not been kind to black folks in general. So, you got to make them aware of certain things. It's certain black folks, it's certain black people who are phenotypically, who are biracial but are phenotypically black, right? Like a J. Cole. I look at J. Cole, I would have never thought his mama was white. Even former President Obama, I would have never thought his mama was white if I looked at him. Because he has the black phenotype. However, certain rappers like Logic, who looks like a white who looks like a white man, I would have never known he was black for real. And which is why he talks about being biracial so damn much. Whatever. But it's certain people who look like, who are biracial, who look black, and some who don't. And because of that rearing, and it depends on the rearing of the child, man, and how they're reared. I don't care. I feel like if you're a black person, you're a black parent, and your child is biracial, you're doing your child a disservice to not teach them about being black in America and to not make them recognize that although some people at school may treat them different and may not treat them like they black because some of them look white on the outside, that when they got a black parent, this is the reality of the situation. And Meghan Markle's mother did her a disservice, trying to make her let her white pass and all this and all of that. It don't matter how many white friends you got and all of that. They gonna see her black mama and say, wait a second, what is going on? Why is that your mama? And why do you look like this? It's going to be that type of thing, So you got to teach your biracial child about where they come from, what parent they are, what the plight of the ethnicity of the black parent. I mean, not the plight of the ethnicity. The plight of black people has to be taught by the black parent for real. So they can be aware of it. Because she thought as long as she looked as she does, she was never going to have any problem with race issues. And that is very ignorant in this country. That's very ignorant to have that type of mind frame. But furthermore, I really didn't care about her and oh she having problems with the royal family. I really didn't care because honestly, she knew what type of family she was marrying into. She knew what came with that, and to me, she knew what type of racial stuff that would possibly be coming would come with marrying. Excuse me. She knew what type of racial problems could come with marrying into that family. It's just that she never looked at herself as black, so she didn't mind. She didn't mind it because she never looked at herself as black for real. So she didn't care about certain things that she may have saw from them or certain discretions or certain things she may have saw like, they could have a history of being, it could be a history of racism in the royal court. She didn't care because she never identified as a black woman. So she said, okay, I don't identify as black. People don't treat me as black. So what? I don't mind it. They're not going to treat me like that because nobody's ever looked at me as black, so it is what it is. And so she went up in there and they looked at her like, oh my God, you are as black as Shabba Ranks, as Flavor Flav. They looked at her just like that because they seen their black parent and say, oh no. They were scared the baby was going to come out Flavor Flav color. Scared the baby was going to come out dark. I don't know what they thought. They thought the baby was gonna come out like Luol Deng or something. I don't know, but yeah, man. I never really felt bad. Like, oh my God, they doing her so wrong. I'm like, that woman knew what she was marrying into. She just thought it wasn't gonna apply to her because of her phenotype and how she looked and how she never got treated like a black woman. So now she getting her wake up call. Meghan Markle got her Negro wake up call, marrying into that family. She got the Negro wake-up call. Negro, wake up now. I know you for the most part, like I said, you're half and half. So you were treated like you were, a white woman and not a black woman. But over there in the UK, you are a Negropean. You are a Negropean. And so they look like, hey, come on now, Harry, bringing this black woman up into this family now. What you trying to do? You trying to dilute us? Trying to get this race up out of here? What you doing now? You trying to make us look different up here in the dang on royal family? They looking like I wasn't gonna have it. And I can tell. Yeah, I could have been told them all up in there. Calm down, racist folks, before y'all have a heart attack. Your baby is gonna come out still white as snow, cause Meghan Markle don't look black herself, and Harry is obviously a white man, full white man. So y'all lineage and how the family looks is gonna be all right. So be relaxed. But yeah, like. I was like, man, again, this don't surprise me at all. But I had to learn, man. A lot of people who are biracial do not identify as being black for real. They identify as either just half and half, or they identify as whatever their family, as the identity or the ethnicity of whoever raised them primarily. For real. And I say this about a lot of people. I say this with no disrespect. The great Patrick Mahomes. His father black than a mug. But I can tell he was mostly reared by his mom. And I'm sure that he knew he was black from his black father for sure, but he probably identified, he may have been closer with more of his white family, I think Dak Prescott, Dakota, is mixed. For sure, and I believe, now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, let me look up Dakota. Dak Prescott. Mother, let's see. Let me see his mother look like. Yeah. Dak Prescott, father. Let's see. Let me see what he had. Yeah. His mother was a Caucasian woman. I believe she passed away as well. And to me, I don't know, it just seemed like Dak was really more reared towards his mother's side of the family. And she's a white woman. So there's biracial people in this country who really don't identify as being black. And even if they phenotypically look black. So you never know, man. But yeah, again, this is not surprising to me. I know she was passing as white in America. And we got to call it how it is. And she was okay with whatever came with, some little racist stuff, because in her mind, hey, I'm not black. People don't treat me as black, so it is what it is. So I don't feel bad for Meghan Markle. I'm sorry. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.